what is one thing that surprised you when you got to, say, the B to the A level clubs?
No, nothing really surprised me because you were going to see other bands that were bigger than you, so you always knew what was going on. And it's just there's nothing different except more people and more money. That's all it is.
But no pressure. Like you didn't
No.
feel that pressure or anything as a young man. That's crazy.
Because you're full of fucking piss and vinegar and testosterone, man. You're like, let's rock.
Yeah.
And you're drinking and you're doing lines and all that other shit. So
You get the rock and roll lifestyle.
you're fired up, dude. I mean, there's never any. Well, for us there wasn't, and I think for most other musicians there isn't. Some, I guess, struggle with like, stage fright or insecurity, but we were like, dude, you see that crowd and you're like, the throttle just goes to the floor.
Yeah.
It amps you
You're
up.
fired up.
I know Jim Morrison had a problem with that. He had a huge shyness issue, and he would always have his back to the crowd, and they had to like force him to turn around.
Elvis too.
Elvis.
Elvis had
Wow,
stage fright.
That's wild.
Isn't it crazy?
But yeah, the guy who, well, yeah, he still to the day he died, he had stage fright.
Yeah.
Never would have known that.
Yeah. I listen, I could go all day about Elvis, but this is about you. So you start playing. What was in the band Prophet? What was the one thing where you just like, oh my God, we did it, we made it?
I don't know if I ever really had that because getting to a certain level playing clubs and you're playing to these crowds, but we all knew that, that was it as a cover band. You're at that level and that's
You peak.
where you're going to stay. And unless you start writing your own stuff, that's the only entree into, tours and theaters and coliseums and making records and all that kind of stuff.
There's something I heard described by musicians and guys in bands that play. They call it the zone. Like when you're actually in the zone, like all the chops are going, like you're hitting every note, and it's almost like you're on autopilot, like you're playing. It's almost like observing yourself from the outside. Is that something that you were finding yourself in?
Yeah, that zone, you could be in a personal zone and having a great night, with your own playing and be really happy with it. Or the whole band could be cooking on all cylinders, and that's a whole different level. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and that doesn't happen all the time. It happens a small percentage of the time.